Okay, timer is stopped and the weight assembly is off and cooled. And the first thing I do is turn the right side burner off and move the pot so that it would cool down. Now I'm gonna, there we go, and just let a little more of the heat out. Oh, that little talk come through the sound okay? That is the sound of a lid sealing. During the time that it's very hot, it will force air out around the lid. And then as soon as it starts to cool, the contents contract and the lid kind of gets sucked down. There's a slight dome shape, as I've said before, and it gets pulled in the opposite direction. And as long as that holds it sealed, you've got good food. Or at least edible food. Something to fill your belly. Now, the aluminum I put in there looks dreadful because it's been in there for an hour and a half cooking, and for however much time it began to cool and coming up to temperature and all that. Not a big deal, because that's not in with your food. So I'll be pulling that out, and then I'll be wiping down all the jars as they cool. Do some poking around in there. My daughter has already been explaining to my son that all the bacon in the jars does not mean he gets to just eat pre-cooked bacon willy-nilly. And he would. But you can see they still have enough air in them to turn sideways. I think the one I heard might have been the last one needing to suck the lid down and seal. And the bacon drippings I added to the jars are liquid, of course, because what else would you expect when you've melted it? My daughter has explained to a boy that, if we have another long power outage, this is something. And I will wipe these down so that they look nice. But I've got to take care of the remaining water first. Got to get it out of here. And wash down the hard water marks on the sides. All these jars need wiped down. Now at this point I can remove the lids, the rings. They're still hot. But once they've formed that seal, until I take something and pry it up, now usually what I'll do is use this rolled rim on the edge of the ring right at where the lid seals, and it'll pop right up. I think I accurately called the shape these would be in after processing. Hard water deposit everywhere. They do look fine after they're wiped down. And keep in mind, that's just showing through the paper. Parchment is really thin. They're still a little bit warm to handle, but they're not super hot, so I don't mind wiping them down now. And that's pretty much the job done. Y'all take care of each other. Be decent, eat decent food. Grandma loves you and wants you to be well. Bye-bye.